Alright guys, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going for, it's essential travel? It's a bit weird. Well, two things is happening. Number one, if you watched my last video where I talked about the suspension that I got, I still haven't fitted it. Just due to like not having the correct stuff, things like that. The other thing is that the actual van is due for MOT. It's due in a week, but we're still in this sort of pandemic, and I don't really know effectively what has to happen. They've given me a date that I have to go and do an MOT, but the MOT centres are being used for like coronavirus like testing centres, so I don't know what's happening. So essentially I'm going to go two things. My friend reached out to me and said to come out and he's going to look over the van, and he's also going to check that everything's okay for me to go ahead and do the suspension. So we're going to go to his place now and sort of combine the two. It's a bit of a weird time to be out, but it's essential travel, I've checked, and I'm okay to go to mechanics because it's stuff that needs done, I guess. So I'm up with my mate Michael, who runs Typetwo. Always get it wrong. Anyway, so he's quite nicely decided that, well, he's got a car on at the minute, but he's going to throw the van up and sort of have a wee look and begrudgingly tell me how easy or how difficult, I don't know, what it's going to be like essentially. So, but yeah, mainly works with Hondas and Japanese cars. Weirdly, I know this guy from when I went to high school. This would have been like my best mate in high school. We hung around and then we lost touch, didn't see each other for what? How many years?
20 years.
Like 20 years. And then I got a message on Instagram about some car stuff, and then he was like, do you know who this is? And I was like, no. And then it worked out it was Michael, like mate for 20 years, there you go.
So I worked out who you were before.
Yeah, he worked out who I was because he's seen photos of me, but there's no photos of him. You can make of that what you will. So yeah, essentially that's what we're doing. We do actually have plans later in the year that I was going to do. I think I talked about it a wee bit on 2 videos ago about some plans that I had that actually ended up being cancelled. He's part of a bit of that, so, which is a bit gutting. It will still happen, but I think we'll have to do in this social distancing, and that's what we're trying to do today. But he's a mechanic, so he's allowed to, you've been told you can pretty much keep working.
Essential in a way, but yeah.
Mine's in for an MOT, so mine needs essential work done, so hence that's the reason we're here. It's kind of a weird time, the roads are eerily quiet. We're going to get the van up on the ramp here and have a look and assess the damage. So one of the issues with my van is the age and the miles it's done, so that's why I was a wee bit skeptical about just going ahead and replacing it anyway. And Michael has confirmed that in fact it was probably a good thing not to go ahead and do a driveway. So the bit I was concerned about was there's drop links. Everybody has a nightmare with them. These things here can be an absolute nightmare, and that's the bit I didn't really want to have a go at. Down here to here to here.
We'll just try and pull a few bits and pieces off here to free them, grease them. It's more the back. You'll have to lift it quite high and then put it on the axle stands, and then obviously you unbolt the shock, which is 2 bolts, top and bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have your arm on the jack held, and then you gently hit the rack and that lets the arm come down and you lift the spring out.
Yeah.
Which is straightforward enough, but it's alright if you have a decent jack to.
Yeah.
If you're using a wee small, if you just do a
I've
small
only got
jack.
a 2-tone-1, wee small one.
But like a small head, it's about that size, literally just for changing the wheel really.
Yep.
You could do it, but you'll struggle. Spring compressors to take the top mount off this. See the pressure that's on that?
Oh, burst right through.
It's ridiculous.
So
you also see funny videos, people.
So am I better getting...
If you top mounts, you can assemble the coilovers.
That's what I was going to say. So am I
they're
better...
assembled, so all you have to do is lift the shock.
Am I better ordering top mounts, having it all completely assembled and then sticking it in?
Yeah.
So if I got...
Life easier. Plus, see those top mounts, say for talk's sake, there's some
of them. You can feel it when you turn.
Do you feel the spring cuts in them?
You can feel it vibrating. Like they're made of chocolate in these anyway.
Yeah.
So effectively, the thing that I was most stressed about happening in the driveway happened up here. One of the bolts was it snapped off, right?
The head just snapped clean. I was rooted.
Yeah, one of the bolts, the head snapped off it, which is what I thought would have happened anyway, because you know it's done a lot of miles, so I was half expecting it anyway. But the good thing I have it here, because now Michael's able to just order the bolts and stuff that I need, and I'm also going to do the top mounts and just build the whole thing, and then it can just go on at one time. So yeah, I was right. Those who doubted me. Gonna leave this today. Michael's ordered the bits, all that I need, which is great. And then I'm gonna come back up and we're gonna actually fit them here because it makes a lot more sense, and a lot less stress, and he knows what he's doing. We'll be back here next week, effectively, hopefully next week. What do you think, next week?
Probably till next week, yeah.
Yeah, so back next week and we'll actually fit them, and I'll try and give a bit of detail of actually fitting them and go from there. I made this whole like coilover thing a bigger thing than it has to be, but you know, I'd rather do it right. Anyway, yeah, so I'll catch you back at the house. It's really weird, like having, I know obviously I was going over there, I was getting the van checked, and obviously my focus is I really want the suspension done. I was doing other things as well, but it is really weird. You feel like when you're in the house, you're kind of in this bubble of just life goes on. Like, I mean, for us, we've got our kids and our house is quite full, so it's never a dull moment, and I've never been more grateful to have a house full, because you're always distracted with different things, which is really, really nice. But when you go out and you're in those situations where you're like traveling or going somewhere or meeting up with things or going even to the shop, you're just reminded of this really weird circumstance that we're in. You know, I always come in and I always just like think about it. Like, I'll zone out in the car and how eerily quiet the roads are. When you go to the shop, we're all queuing up, and it's really strange, I think. And it's trying to work out and wonder, like, what will it look like going forward? And the truth is, like, nobody really knows. Like, and kind of said it before, kind of alluded to it. It was like, obviously with Michael there, it was like, there's stuff that I'd planned, there was stuff that I really was looking forward to doing. Like, I'd planned out my next, I think 6 months is being generous, but I think 4 or 5 months actually on this channel, I had planned out, and it's all paused. So it's very, very strange. It's such a really weird time, and like, you're going to do something, like something so normal, like get your van looked at or go to a shop, and it's not at all. It's really far from it. Really, really strange. I don't know. It's one of these topics where I'm talking about it, but I don't really, know what they expect or what's coming. So it's interesting. But again, I suppose you have to be grateful, because everyone in my family, I thank goodness, all have our health, and we're all getting through it. It's quite enjoyable. We've got great weather, stuff like that there. But anyway, I will be back next week, and who knows, maybe I'll have suspension. I'm ordering something else that might be here this week, which is going to be really good. Well, hopefully trying to get something this week as well, but we'll see how it goes. I hate doing that whole subscribe chat, but if you've liked it, hit the like. If you've really liked it, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye. I'll end recording now. Okay, bye.